Hi, I warmly welcome you to this short video on Canadian immigration medical exam. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the question who needs a medical exam. So before you apply or in the process of applying for Canadian immigration, you might have to undergo a medical exam. So in this short video, we are going to find it out whether you need a medical exam or whether you are exempted from it. So to find the answer for this question, we have to go to the CIC website, which is the Canadian Immigration and Citizenship website. So let's see how we can reach CIC website. So to reach the CIC website, the easiest way is to just go to Google and type Canadian Immigration. Then you can select this Immigration and Citizenship Canada.ca website. So we will click on that. This is the official website of Government of Canada, and with regard to all immigration related questions, you can find the answers here. So what you need to do is just type the question in the search box, then the website will generate number of results. From that set of results, you can find the answer for your question. So in our case, the question was who needs a medical exam, so we will type that and search it. Then you can see there will be number of results. So from that, we will select the first one. So it will provide information about medical exams, and here it clearly states that you may need a medical exam if you want to come to Canada, and this is to make sure you are not inadmissible for medical reasons. So you can be inadmissible to Canada if you're being a danger to a public health and safety, or you are causing an excessive demand on health or social services in Canada. So to find out whether you are admissible or inadmissible, you have to go through this medical exam. So the information regarding medical exams are divided into two main categories. The first one, permanent residents. The second one, temporary residents. So if we click on the permanent residents, you can clearly find it out that if you apply for permanent residence, you must have an immigration medical exam. Your family members must also have a medical exam, even if they are not coming with you. So it's clear and straightforward. If you are the only applicant, definitely you will need a medical exam in case of permanent residence. And in case you are not the only applicant, you have dependents or the secondary applicants, then they have to undergo a medical exam as well. And even in case they are not accompanying you, they still have to undergo a medical exam. So dependents have to undergo a medical exam irrespective of the fact that whether they are coming with you or not. So that's straightforward enough. Let's go to the next category, which is the temporary residents. So we will click here. Temporary residents, we are talking about the visitors, students and workers. So if you come down here, you can see that if you plan to stay for 6 months or less, generally you don't need a medical exam. Having said that, this is subject to exceptions. Those exceptions are if you're planning to do a job in certain designated occupations, then you need to undergo a medical exam, and these jobs are listed here. You can read it yourself and find it out whether your occupation is listed here. If yes, then you have to undergo a medical exam, and these jobs are mainly healthcare and medical jobs, and you can see agricultural workers also need a medical exam. Then if you come down, if you plan to stay for 6 months or more, then if you are falling with one of these three categories, you have to undergo a medical exam. The first one, you lived in one or more of these countries or territories for at least 6 months in a row within the last year. So to check these countries, you have to click on this link, then you will be directed to this screen. Then you can type out your country. For an instance, let's say we are finding it for Sri Lanka. So we type it here. It's clearly mentioned immigration medical exam is required for Sri Lanka. So if you're planning to stay for 6 months or more and you are coming from Sri Lanka, whether you have lived for 6 months or more in the last year, you have to undergo a medical exam. So you see the medical office, it's New Delhi. That doesn't mean that you have to do the medical exam there. It is in Sri Lanka. So you can find the information about that in my video on how to find a panel physician. And I have mentioned that in the description. You can check that as well. So if you go back to our main discussion, we can see that the second category will be you will come to Canada to work in a job in which public health must be protected. And these are the jobs that we discussed earlier, these healthcare and medical jobs and agricultural workers. You have to undergo a medical exam irrespective of the fact that whether you are staying 6 months or more or you are staying less than 6 months. Then the third category is you are applying for parent and grandparent super visa. So if you are applying for super visa, definitely you need a medical exam as well. So I hope that I was able to clarify any doubts with regard to the question who needs a medical exam. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and we will try to help as much as possible. So until we meet again in another video, thank you and have a wonderful time.